Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to briefly introduce my research and my article for a special issue of Theatralia 2021. I focus on scenography for Operatic Shakespeare after 1989. The aims of my research are as follows. Operatic Shakespeare in performances. I focus especially on two works by Giuseppe Verdi, Macbeth and Othello. I focus on the productions in Czech Republic after 1989, with special attention to scenography and directing scenographic conception of the productions. I try to explain some differences between productions before and after 1989, and I also focus on ways of expressing the concepts, for example, rise of the power, rise of evil, and so on, via audiovisual or more precisely multimodal metaphors on the stage. Methodology of my analysis is based on structuralist theory, but I also try to use and apply cognitive studies approach or approaches, pre-theories, mostly theories. It's conceptual metaphor theory, conceptual blending theory, and theory of multimodal metaphor. When dealing with scenography, I understand scenography not only as a visual means of expression, but as an audiovisual means of expression. It applies especially for operatic performance, of course, and more precisely, I deal with the scenography as multimodal component of the performance. So I try to incorporate in my analysis also some subtle disciplines or elements such as temporality, motion, and so on. So I try to focus in more details on the audiovisuality of scenography. I try to describe in my chapter, my article, some shifts in staging of Shakespearean operas, in the productions after 1989, and especially after the year 2000, after approximately 10 years after the Velvet Revolution. I also focus on interproduction relationships within the staging tradition. I discuss and I try to explain Othello and Macbeth as production that can serve as a way of expressing the dynamics of rise and fall of those who seek to ascend the power by any means. So I focus on means of acquiring the power that are manifested in scenography, especially in its visual component. So in the analyzed productions, we can see a decrease of Elizabethan-like elements in visual mode of scenography. We can also talk about some kind of schematization. For example, when rising evil is expressed by sharp piece of rock hanging and growing from the ceiling, like in the production discussed in my article, which is focused mostly on Othello from 1999 and renewed in 2009. Forgive me, 1991 and renewed 2009, and also in another way in the Macbeth in 2015. I will show you the pictures. So this simple means of expression, sharp, huge piece of rock that is hanging from above is manifestation of a concept of some kind of danger that is about to kill the characters. I discuss only some means of expression, contrasts in colors, light design, and so on. I try to discuss the props and some kind of minimalism in using the props. So I also think about schematization that supports analogy as a core or main principle of creating meaning and scenography for the productions. So I try to explain these elements and these principles in the article. So as you can see, this is the Macbeth from Ostrava, where the scenography was made by Jaroslav Malina, and Jaroslav Malina based his scenographic conception on different shapes of red color in combination with quite understanding interesting interesting way of using another colors. Here you can see Othello from Prague that I described and interpret in my article. You can see the formation, one of the formation or two of the formations of the pieces of stones that that express the manipulation, Iago's manipulation with other characters. So these are the last scenes, penultimate scene, and the very last scene of the production. You can see the huge piece of the rock that is about to, or that is hanging very close to Desdemona, to the dead Desdemona. This is Macbeth. This is the production of Macbeth from Brno from 2009, where the concept is expressed. The concept of manipulation via sexual power is also manifested in scenography or directing scenography conception. This is another example of more abstract scenography from České Budějovice, Othello in České Budějovice 2009. This is the Macbeth I referred before to this production. It's Macbeth from Prague 2015, where the huge stone hanging from above is used again, and the difference between this production and the Othello production is that this huge piece of rock is rising down in connection to the rising evil deeds of Macbeth during the course of the performance. So you can see it's quite near the floor. And this is one of the up-to-date last productions of Operatic Shakespeare in the Czech Republic. It's again Verdi's Othello in Ostrava, again with quite abstract scenography. So just to conclude and to introduce my future perspectives, the future perspectives of my research, I'd like to focus in more details on staging of Verdi's Falstaff, first of all, and then I'd like to focus on Donizetti's Britain's Operatic Shakespeare and the production in the Czech Republic after 1989 especially. So I will again focus on concepts and their metaphorical manifestation in scenography as audiovisual, or more precisely multimodal discipline. So thank you for your attention. If you want to read more, please refer to my article, Singing in a Blend, Stagings of Verdi's Operatic Shakespeare in the Czech Republic after 1989. Thank you again for your attention.